I would want to say part 2 of this whole ordeal. Now we're going in and we're really dissecting the roster so people can see how to actually enjoy this roster. So we're going to use the most easiest person to use, which is LeBron James. We're going to go and have some fun with this guy. So first thing I want to do is show you guys. Of course, we already, we've already did all this. But what we're going to do now is dissect a lot of stuff. Like you're going to look at the pull-ups. You're going to look at the spin jumper, the hop jumper, and stuff like that. But of course, this is the go-to thing right here. His go-to dunk package, right? So, of course, we didn't change that out because, that would be blasphemous. There's no reason to. And, he doesn't have other dunks because I can show you, it takes about like 2 minutes, but basically every dunk that's right here, and right here, well, not this one, but maybe the regular reverses, are in this LeBron James dunk package. But if you want them to be prevalent so you can be able to control them, you need to post them again. I wanted to post the windmill again, but the windmill was conflicting with the tomahawk, and I was like, you'll see the tomahawk way more than you'll see the windmill. So I said, okay, it's in there, so if it randomly comes out, that's cool. But there's ways to manipulate the windmill into the dunks as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to practice, and we're going to go to freestyle and upload the roster, of course. And we'll just pick the black jersey really fast. Now this is really fun, and you can do this with a lot of players, and it's pretty neat. And I'm going to show the sliders after because the sliders help manipulate this whole situation as well, because sliders are everything, and I've come to realize that. And I appreciate how 2K has made the sliders more and more viable with the rosters and with the gameplay, with it actually affecting that. So now if someone's a casual gamer and they're playing a casual game, I can tell by just looking at what's going on in the game, Of course, if a 360 dunk goes in, but just like contested shots and stuff that really shouldn't be going on. So I usually play on broadcast, but for the sake of people playing broadcast and 2K, I'll show both ways. So I'll start this way. So immediately what you want to do is, well, let's get a little closer. All right, this is cool. All right. So the way this stuff works is literally how you want to dunk is basically determined by what hand the player has the ball in and what animation is relevant for the situation. So let's go to the easiest one. Usually on a fast break, or not even a fast break, in traffic, if LeBron's coming this way and no one's necessarily in front of him and you pull the analog stick back, you will do the reverse that LeBron tends to do. Every time, never fails. You will do it. Every now and then you might get a different dunk, but for the most part, if you go for it, you will get one of those, clutch, reverses off 1 foot that LeBron loves to do, So what you want to do is basically just run towards the rim and pull the analog stick away, and you'll get that ante or whatever. And then if you really want to get slick with it, the further you pull it away, the more LeBron-esque the dunks become. And that's really fun to know that you can control that and do that when you're in the game, because the same way LeBron makes up his mind, you should be able to make up your mind as a 2K player and have full control over what you want to do with a player, I'm not going to stop doing these until I get the one I want. The one I want is the one where he looks pretty heavy doing it. That's close, but nah, that's not it. It's like the animation used to only come up in 2K16, but where is it at? All right, that's close enough. But you can see LeBron does this dunk a lot, whether he's catching an alley-oop or whatnot. He sticks that foot out, easy, bam, right? Okay, so we got that going. So you guys already know if you want to do a reverse, all you have to do is pull it away from the analog stick and you will reverse under the rim or whatever. Easiest way to do it no matter what is just immediately start the animation early, and usually the animation takes a little while, so you'll get stuck in it and you'll be doing reverses. But for some reason they're giving me like those super crazy animations. They should just be giving me ones like that, or where's my fave? Ones that's more like, wait for it, hold on guys. Remember, this is on a stream, so this is no editing. This is gonna take a minute, then I see. He does a lot in game, so I'm happy about that. Oh, they're really having me stuck with that. All right, that one's cool. I like that one. That one's always good. Yeah, there we go. You know, just really low off the ground. We'll just do one more reverse, just to make my morale feel better. There we go. All right, so we're cool with reverses. Now, to get to LeBron's infamous tomahawk, all you have to do is flick the analog stick right, and you'll get a sidearm dunk, but you might not necessarily get the LeBron one. So that's the one. That one is magic every time. And you should be able to do that one by just running towards the hole and just flicking it right. Bam. Every time. Oh, that thing looks so good. I put it on play a lock. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, perfect. Never fails, by the way. It's I'm gonna show you why with the sliders and stuff, but and you know LeBron does that a lot. He tends to do that, and it's good knowing that you can set something up, and then when you feel like it, you can really just get in there and get a LeBron-esque dunk, but still feel like the dunk is very like in game, you know, because LeBron does this dunk a lot. You know what I mean? Just a quick little tomahawk, you know, just puts it in, and all you have to do is flick it right. With people like James Harden, if you have the ball with the left hand first and you start it, you'll get a different animation because depending on how the mocap was made is depending on what it favors. So you see I'm getting that one where he's kind of like really like getting wicked with the kick out. It's because I'm starting with the ball in my left hand. So when I started with my left hand and I flicked the ball, when I flicked the right analog stick right, it's just gonna do that, you know? So that's really cool. I pressed X on that one. So again, that's with the left hand. Now if I go back to the ball holding on the right and get it going, we back to his normal dunk, which is great that I can do that whenever I want to do that, you know? That's full control. Now, of course, depending on where you be in other scenarios, you're gonna get other stuff. So if you go straight on, you're gonna be able to just throw it in easily, like how LeBron does. That's really cool that you could just easily just throw it in from right there from that angle, which is super cool. Usually how LeBron would take flight if LeBron was going on a cut or something like that, just easily, you know, throws it in. If I don't immediately run with him, you'll more or less see him like look at his wrist, which is super cool. So that's amazing that we can program that to have him do that every time. That's amazing. Now, left hand dunks, this dunk is easy. You know, it's just this is more or less about where you take off from. You know, so with these you're gonna get a smorgasbord of dunks. So you'll get a whole bunch of different variants of left-handed dunks, from rim grazers all the way to other dunks and whatnot. I don't mean to make you guys dizzy with this player lock. I'll probably change it in a bit. But yeah, so this, you'll get all type of dunks if you just dunk left hand. Of course, you guys know how to dunk left hand. You flick it to the left when you have it in the left hand and whatnot. That's cool too. LeBron seems the type when he does dunk, he holds onto the rim and whatnot. So that's dope. So we'll do a couple more left-handed dunks. So yeah, so let's change that camera real quick. And don't get it twisted. There's still a a bevy of dunks you can do with LeBron. So these aren't the only dunks you can do. There's a bevy of dunks, and you could tweak it by how much your sliders, what I mean, you let dunking ability take precedent over a lot of other things, you know. So depending on how much you let that go is depending on what you might see, you know. So that's an important part. Now, with pull-ups and whatnot, if you know anything about LeBron, in late game situations, he might sometimes just pull up just like that, just bang, you know. Another thing to optimize realism, I really don't even play with the shot stick meter or anything like that. So I just go by feeling. So a lot of times I don't really make a lot of shots, you know. I'm just making sure that everything looks good when I'm shooting and whatnot. So yeah, you'll see LeBron pull up like that, and that's why this one is great. He tends to do this as well. He'll come right here. Very easy. He'll throw out that leg. You know? Just throws out the leg and whatnot. Now, I was trying to find, with these hop jumpers, you have to put the ball in the direction of the what way you want to hop step, and then you have to press square. So you go like that, and then he does that animation. All players do that or whatever. Depending on what animation you give them is depending on what they'll do. So let's say shoot real quick, free up the dribble. So for the most part, I've seen LeBron take that one little dribble like that and then shoot. So I'm okay with that one. That's off no dribble. That's just a regular high step. Just want to get a dunk in real quick. So stuff like that's important, man, with playing with LeBron and whatnot. And hopefully you guys really enjoy LeBron. Let's see, who else can we show off real quick. Let's see. Let's zoom in with Kyrie so you guys can really see what's going on with this guy. All right. Let's put that height down. All right, with Kyrie, these dribbles, you guys know how to dribble, but the important part is this. If I was to call a pick, I could easily, wait, where is it at? Where is it at? No, that's not it. I don't play on this one a lot, so I forget the dribble situation. All right, here we go. There we go. That is Kyrie's in and out all day. He does that all day. That right there. And for some reason on this game, because that animation is like a 1-2 punch, you can immediately get out of it and go, which is cool. So that's why I chose that, if anyone was wondering. I just want to give you guys a method to the madness. And if you do it fast, in a pick and roll situation, which I can show you in game, that whole situation is beautiful. Like if someone comes on his left side and he just hits them one time and goes, oh man, you're gonna make some real Kyrie situations happen. And I think that's the main point of this roster, to be able to do what you want to do with the player and still feel like you did it, and it still feels like the player. It doesn't feel like, oh, I just crossed them up with Allen Iverson's crossover with Kyrie. It should more or less feel like Kyrie doing Kyrie, you know? And yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that one crossover. Everything else is arbitrary. You guys know how to do that and all that, and you know. But his pull up is important too because he always does that, or he really does this one a lot. I'm just throwing them up for the sake of just getting animation, not trying to really make them. I like this one because if you just tap, he pushes back. If you just tap square, I'm not a square user, but for the sake of high steps, and I really like that because you can be going in and he can just push back real fast and just get a shot off, which Kyrie can do. And you know you can get out of it whenever you want. I feel like it's a carry, but the game uses it, so whatever. Not a cheat mechanism. I don't feel like. I just think it's. I think they have to blend that ante a little better. Good shot. Yep. So right there is our LeBron lesson, and got a lot more for you guys. We'll go in depth with like other dunkers and other players. So yeah.